If you're on my Twitter at all, a guy did some bananas drone footage of their set that is wild to watch. It's a great band. I was planning on going to Incarceration a few months ago, and then the date of my daughter's high school graduation party changed to this past weekend. It was going to be the weekend before. I was like, we'll do the party, go to Incarceration, very excited. And then the party got pushed a week back. And I ended up doing a hell of a lot more driving than I had thought that I would do this past weekend. Because my wife got sick. Oh. And so my daughter is having her high school graduation party this past Saturday. And Gwen and Nora had been at her dad's house in Michigan for the week. She goes, we're just going to go up to the house for, and then we'll meet you on Saturday at the party. Her dad's got a big house on the lake, and they were going to have some fun and see some family and whatever. And so I'm set to go up very early on Saturday morning so I can help load up, and we're going to get to the venue, we're going to set everything up, and blah, blah, blah. It's at this, having it at the clubhouse of this golf course. Same place we had my son's graduation party a few years ago. And so I'm driving up, and Gwen and her mother-in-law, her stepmom, like my mother-in-law, they have a raging case of food poisoning. So they're both...
Ooh, raging.
So they're both basically like in the fetal position for 24 hours. And she goes, I can't get to the party. So if you want Nora there, you're going to have to come get her. And I go, I can't. It's 90 minutes to her dad's house. I go, I can't. I don't think I can. I really want her there, but I don't think I can carve 3 hours out of this day because there's so much other stuff going on. So we get to my ex-wife's house and we're loading things up, and I tell her what's going on. And she's like, well, we'll get to the venue, and then I can have people help me, and then you can go out and grab Nora. And I go, okay. So I text Gwen, and I said, I'm coming to get her. Take me about 90 minutes. I'm going to make sure she's ready. I'll throw her in the car. I'm going to head right back. Because I'm going to miss an hour of my daughter's party at this point by carving out this time. Party is from 2 to 5. I won't get back until 3. Well, what I don't realize is that Gwen and her stepmom are sleeping because they've been up sick all night. Mm-hmm. So nobody sees my text. So I get 90 minutes out to her dad's house, and the house is empty. And I go, oh, they must be out at the lake,
yeah,
right?
Obviously.
Her dad, Nora's grandpa, they must be out at the lake having some fun. I stick my head out. I don't hear any small child yelling or splashing or anything like that. Her dad has taken her somewhere to the park or whatever, and he didn't have his phone with him or his phone wasn't on or something.
Oh, man.
So I go, well, I guess I'll head back then, or... So I get in the car and I drive 90 minutes back, empty-handed. An hour late to my daughter's graduation
That's
party.
Annoying.
It was nobody's fault. It was just like I was bummed out because I really wanted to bring my daughter back. She would have loved to have seen everybody, and everybody wanted to see her.
Nora's fault. Don't try to cover for her.
Everybody
Way to go, Nora.
Yeah, right. Everybody would have loved to have seen her, and so, but it was a fine party otherwise. But it's
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
I hope you think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of time in the car by myself. Which in general I like. I don't usually mind that.
And you don't play any music or anything, do you?
Sometimes I don't.
I don't know why I get the feeling that you always just drive, like, both hands on the steering wheel, looking forward, no music.
That's what he says he does after work. So when the show's over, he's usually driving home.
Well, there have been times I've made that trip, and I haven't turned the radio on once.
That's crazy.
Because it's a good time to think. I mean, I can get some ideas. I can send myself notes about things that I want to, It's a good time to, I don't have to be, jamming things into my brain at all times. Like,
I agree.
But
a silent car ride, I feel like, is great for mental health.
It might be.
I think it is. Work through some things.
I just know.
Stuff.
Well, yeah, that's you.
Or just like have silence.
It's easy to.
That's what I'm
things.
saying. I mean, whatever silence can produce for you, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Some people are terrified to be alone with their own thoughts. I'm not one of those people. But
I'm terrified to be alone with my own car. I don't want to hear the indicator working in my car.
Oh God, what is it?
If I turn the radio on, then there's no problems.
But don't you want to hear what's going on with your car?
That should be.
That's how you end up on the side of the road because you didn't hear anything because the radio was cranked.
That should be iHeartRadio's motto. Turn the radio on and then there's no problems.
Right.
Your problems will disappear.
Cody, why don't you buy a new car? On air,
I'm planning on that.
I was gonna say we found out that one day your credit score is like 750. So why don't you?
I'm planning on that. Was what I was gonna do for my 30th, but Vegas kind of set me back in the finance department. But I mean, it ain't nothing to have a monthly payment. So I was
gonna say it doesn't matter what your credit score is if you can't afford a new car. And don't buy a new car, just buy a pre-owned car.
No, not new to me.
Yeah.
I've never.
He always buys a car flat out. He doesn't want to pay monthly payments.
He doesn't want to finance it.
He doesn't.
Yeah, but if you finance a newer car. If you have a good credit score like you do, it's not going to be a high percentage rate. Like your interest rate won't be that high. So it's
I get it, but I didn't know what my credit score was when I bought the car that I have now. I just was in a dire situation because my last car that I bought from a dealership kind of went to shrimp on me, and I needed something right now because I needed to get to work. So I just bought, a car flat out.
Yeah.
Now if I go to a dealership, I'll see what I'm eligible for. Even if it's used, that's fine. I don't care. I have to have an SUV. I'm not gonna buy a car and not be able to drive it in the snow or anything like that.
Yeah.
Bill, I don't know how you have that car because I'm just too terrified.
Because I know how to drive in the snow. I mean, it's more about your tires than anything.
My car's awful in the snow. Doesn't matter if I got brand new tires right before this last winter, and
you got snow tires?
No, I don't have snow tires, but. My car sucks.
I swap snow tires out every year. And my brother's like, you don't get that much snow in Cleveland, do you? I'm like, we get, what? First of all, he doesn't know. He didn't live here, but, and compared to Chicago. But I said, I get snow tires because my car, if there's 2 flakes on the ground, it fishtails for some reason.
That's exactly what my car does.
Yeah, so I just get,
cinder blocks in your trunk or something.
Yeah, but if you don't have rear-wheel drive, that's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So
I think a lot of people are just bad at
swap
driving
them on,
in the snow.
swap them off. No big deal.
Maybe
I learned
a
to drive
vehicle because that's what I had before.
I learned to drive in the snow, so I've never even I had pretty bald tires most of last year, going into winter time, and I still was okay.
You okay?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm so friggin' tired. Last week was the busiest week I've had all year. I was nonstop. I woke up. Listen to this, Alan.
Yeah.
My sleep-in day last week was 8:30 in the morning. I was up early every single day last week.
You know you're not getting sympathy from me,
what
right?
I'm telling you is, compared to my normal sleep schedule of leisurely getting out of bed around 10, being up and moving from 8:30 a.m. all day, coming in and doing the show, and then having stuff to do every single night last week, I'm beat, man. I haven't had a week like that in a very long time.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, I'm a little sleepy, okay?
You said that was last week.
Yeah, from last Monday until yesterday.
Yep.
I've been going, having 16, 18-hour days of doing things, not sitting down, not stopping.
Mm-hmm. That's good, though.
It's not.
What do you need to stop and slow down for?
Because I'm sleepy.
Oh, good for you.
For rest and relaxation.
What'd you do last night?
I was on a 16-hour day for that movie shoot.
Oh, that was the thing. You said 13 a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, but it's an hour drive each way. We were physically on set for 13 hours.
28-hour workday.
Yeah, we were physically
now we know where
on set.
she gets it. She gets it from her brother.
No,
yeah.
we were physically on set for 13 hours, but it's an hour drive there and an hour drive home. So
Gotcha.
15-hour day.
Understood.
I apologize.
Okay.
Talmadge is a haul, man.
It's not close. But yeah, it was fun. But I'm tired. I can be tired.
You can be tired. Just not in here.
I'm still here. If anything...
Oh, good for you.
If
You are here,
anything,
that's
my
right.
low energy will make some of the listeners happy because there will probably be less of me today.
Oh, is that what? That's how you're rationalizing it?
Sure.
You're going, Alan, I'm here to make your listeners happy by not saying much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some
all right.
people are in their car right now doing a happy dance. Oh, thank God.
There's cars swerving as people are trying to dance while they're driving.
I know it.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Alan Cox Show After Hours line, the voicemails, you can always leave them for us if you want. 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, Bill, Mary, Cody. This is Mike from Wadsworth. Last week you had a semi-small debate about whether or not pictures and stuff on the fridge was hillbilly or not. I am solidly middle class. Don't consider myself a hillbilly, and I do keep stuff on my fridge, but it's not very cluttered. It's only the essentials, just a couple of pictures drawn for me by my nieces and nephews, and a signed poster, a poster signed by Bill Squire, the gazebo poster. So, like I said, only the essentials. Love you. Bye.
Boy, imagine that. Bill Squire's gazebo poster, which if you've never seen it, is an homage to him finger blasting somebody. There it is, over his shoulder if you're watching the show, in a gazebo. Now imagine that. Maybe that's part of some elaborate diet program he's got set up, or that's put on his refrigerator, so every time he goes for a snacky snack, he thinks of Bill Squire blasting somebody in a gazebo, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to keep that fridge closed. Maybe that's part of it. You know, some people on their fridge, they'll have a photo of them in like a bikini or something, and they'll be like, every time you want to open this refrigerator up, this is your aspirational photo. And to him, he goes, the nieces and nephews, that's fantastic. Bill with the fingers in the gazebo.
Maybe he's thinking, ooh, I'll have finger foods for dinner.
Oh, yes. I do. You know what?
Finger sandwiches. Yeah.
I do need a little extra mayonnaise on my sandwich. Get it?
No.
I do get it. Yeah.
I don't.
I do get it.
You sure you want me more energetic, Alan?
Huh?
This is what I'm bringing today. This is the level.
That's the level.
Mayo.
Maybe I need some mayo on my
based.
sandwiches. That's right.
Condiment humor.
Yup. Well, my kid got on the way back to Cleveland from Michigan. Nora rode with me, and we stopped through McDonald's and got a little Happy Meal or whatever. And they're handing out Thor toys. You know, the Thor movie is out, which I still haven't seen. I was going to see it last week. I never got around to it. But she got a Lady Thor toy in her Happy Meal, and so she starts asking me about Thor. Like, is Thor a real person? I go, well, it was like I don't know if it was a real person. It was a god to German pagans a long, long time ago, all right? And I'm sure there's still modern heathens who have little Thor things or whatever. God of Thunder, the whole bit. Although I always thought it was weird, you know, if you go back in Norse mythology, Thor was always depicted as having a red beard and red hair. So I'm not sure why he got Aryaned up for the comic books, but, you know. He would have been, if he'd been fatter, he would have been right up Mary's alley. She likes those fat gingers.
She doesn't.
So you'd think, she's like, I want a man like Thor. So I don't know. That's an original composition. But as I'm explaining this to her, it occurs to me, I was like, it's like if they made Jesus a superhero, right? Because Thor was a god. Yeah, not Willie Ames though. Thor was a god to a lot of. But I mean, like if Jesus was a superhero in some of the most popular movies around the world.
Why don't they do that?
Because
he should be an Avenger.
Ridiculous concept.
No.
Yeah,
People associate
hard to
Thor
acquire those rights.
with the comic books. Yeah, Stan Lee and the Jesus IP. I don't know. You do something with that. But I still haven't seen the Thor movie. People keep asking me, have you seen the Thor movie? And I say, no, I haven't. Should I? Should I be seeing it? I think I'll just wait till it's streaming.
I always like seeing him in the theater. I think it's more fun that way. But do what you got to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Tomorrow's Nope. I'm excited for Nope.
Oh,
Aren't
that's the press screening tomorrow?
Yeah. Aren't you going to see Thor tonight or something?
We were going to, but by the time we both get home from work, it's like 7 o'clock. So if we want to eat dinner beforehand, like by the time we get to the movie theater or get to the restaurant, eat dinner, it's 8:30, and then it's a 2-hour movie.
Why don't you just have popcorn for dinner?
Because I don't want popcorn for dinner.
Why don't you just get a lot of theaters have like chicken nuggets and stuff.
I don't want that. I would like a dinner, a human adult dinner.
I need a dinner before the...
I would like a piece of meat and maybe some rice and a vegetable. That would be fantastic.
You should make that at home, then nuke it and put it in your purse and take it to the
There you
movie
go.
and just stink up the whole joint when you open it up.
Yeah, I should.
This lady's got chicken and green beans over here. Where'd you get that? It's out at the concession
You
stand.
guys didn't see the Tupperware?
Order it on the app and pick it up at the end of the counter.
It'll have your name on it.
It'll be right there. Plastic.
So I think we're going to go see Thor Sunday. But we're going to... He's like, well, what can we do tonight that's not going to keep us out late? And I was like, go eat food. There's not a lot of time after you go sit down at a restaurant if you don't want to be out past 9 o'clock.
Past 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
On a school night.
On a school night. Mm-hmm. What else are you going to do?
I don't know. Is that a rhetorical question?
No, I mean, if you had suggestions, I would listen to them. But that's
On a
what I
Monday
mean.
night?
Yeah,
I don't know.
he has to be up at 5 in the morning, so it's not like we can't be out late. He don't want to be out probably past 10 o'clock is like a late night for him.
So this would be an issue any night of the week.
Unless we go on a Sunday, yes. Well, no, it's still an issue on a Sunday, but we have more time. We drop his daughter off usually like early evening around 5.
Like at the bus stop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just leave her. She has an RTA
Wait,
pass.
yes.
We put a sign around her neck. Looking for a good home.
What,
He has
Cody?
to be at work at 5, or he has to get up at 5.
He gets up and move in at 5. His alarms start going off around 4:45, and then he leaves the house by 5:30.
Got you.
Now, did you brag to him that you had to get up at 8 a.m. every day?
He hates me. Yes, so
It seems like.
he hates me so much. Yesterday for the shoot, I was up at like 6:45, getting ready, getting my stuff together, eating some breakfast, and he woke up and I was complaining about how tired I was and how I had such a long week and I had to be up at 8:30, and he just shook his head at me and he was like, "I know, babe, your life's hard."
Still, nobody's saying, to relative to when you are usually doing things, it's early.
Yeah. He just works so hard so early that I don't really feel like I can complain. But I try to tell him, I'm like,
But that's also not
But
your
it doesn't
fault.
stop you.
But I say me being tired doesn't make you less tired. Do you get what I'm saying? Like me saying I've had an exhausting week, I'm not saying you didn't have an exhausting week. I'm not saying you don't work hard. I'm just saying this was a tough early week for me.
Right.
Just because I got to sleep in 2 more hours or 3 more hours than you normally do doesn't make your week any less difficult. That's what I don't like.
And why are people always trying to prove how hard they work to other people?
out-tired everyone.
Why are they trying to do
I
that?
don't know.
Everyone's tired, irrespective of what your schedule is, right? Everyone's tired.
Mm-hmm.
For a culture that, to some degree, prizes laziness, right? People not doing much of anything.
Mm-hmm.
You have other people that are always trying to out-tired each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the people that brag about working all the hours that they work, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah, I work so hard."
Yeah, but that's silly. Working a lot of hours doesn't necessarily mean you're working hard.
No,
It just
I know.
means you work a lot of hours. Like
Right.
your brother is a copier mechanic,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure there's difficulties in that job, but he's constantly trying to tell you guys that he works 28 hours a day.
Right.
Or gets paid for
He
28 hours.
gets
That's
paid
right.
for 28 hours.
But that seems very important to him.
Yeah.
I'm curious, and he's not alone in that. Curious where that comes from.
I don't know.
Because the implication...
it's got to be about validation.
Right, but the implication from your own brother is that you guys are all lazy do-nothings.
No.
And he's like, look how hard I work. Because if he thought you were all working hard, that wouldn't mean anything to you guys. You'd just go, yeah, join the club, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that comes from because my other brother he buys, flips, and sells houses. So he actually does work like 80, 90-hour weeks because he does everything himself. I mean, I'm spinning a lot of plates between this and stand-up and other projects. My sisters are servers. They work on their feet all day long. So I don't know where that comes from with him. But I don't like that notion where people, when you say, "Oh, I'm tired," and people are like,
Let me tell you how tired
"Oh,
I am.
well, I got up at 9
Right.
or 5 or 3."
I
got him at 9.
I'm actually well rested.
Yeah, well, it's like, but I don't understand.
Everybody's tired. Just
Right.
leave it at that. Everyone's tired. It's okay. That's why you got to find things that make you happy, little downtime things. Drive 90 minutes with no radio on in the car.
There you go.
It'll do wonders for you. Let me give you some money in about 20 minutes. Next chance for you to go fuel yourself is on the way at 3:30. You'll hear a keyword. It's going to get you $1,000, so that's on the way. Want to go see Gary Clark Jr.? Love this dude. He's coming back to do MGM Northfield Park Tuesday, September the 13th. You can go to Ticketmaster.com. You want the full details, but I'll hand you a couple of tickets right now for Gary Clark Jr. in September out at Northfield Park. So caller 10, these are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007, 800-348-1007.
It's the Alan Cox Show.